Welcome to day 17 of the Get Up and Go free Get Up and Go 30-day challenge. We're going to be talking about the SOAP framework with respect to our finances. Today we've talked about our S, the story, the situation we're in financially. We've talked about options. Yesterday we brainstormed options of what we could do to address the certain area or aspect of our financial situation that we want to address. Now we had a bunch of storm damage at our house, and so I want to have access, I want to be able to donate $10,000 to fixing the things that were damaged during the storm, things that aren't covered by insurance, things that aren't covered by other people. I wanted to be able to do that. Well, whenever I want to do something, I have to figure out where the money's going to come from. So I brainstormed a list of possible things that I could do with respect to my skills and abilities in order to get that money. And I came up with a list of them. And I'm going to teach you a way to analyze an analytical way to compare alternatives so we can pick one, we can make a choice, and then we can move on and take action. The A for our SOAP framework stands for action. Nothing happens until we do something. We can think about something, we can plan something for decades. There's some things we think about and plan for decades. Think of people that plan their wedding. A lot of people think about and plan their wedding for decades in their mind before they actually get into a relationship and get married. Same is true with everything and anything we do. We might spend a lot of time planning, but nothing happens until we find somebody to be in a relationship with and decide to commit to that relationship. So we're going to use a tool today called nominal group technique. Now, I like to mix up the way I apply different tools to the S, to the O, to the A, and the P throughout the framework. So last time we did this, I think I did it with respect to relationships, and I made this nice little graphic I'm going to show you, and then we're going to talk it through for our financial options. I'll share 4 options, and I'll walk through how we can do this. Now, nominal group technique, the word group is in it because it's a great group decision-making tool. When my daughter was 8, she won a puppy from the Pheasants Forever banquet, a little black lab puppy, and she wanted to name that puppy. And I was in corporate America, and one of the strategies that I used to help people make decisions was nominal group technique. So I taught her at 8 how to do this strategy and for the next 3 days, and it doesn't take 3 days, but it did for an 8-year-old and for her, to come up with a name for her puppy. And what she did is she listed literally 3 pages of notebook paper of different name possibilities, and then she had each of the 4 of us in the family pick our favorites. I think we started out picking 10, our 10 favorites of the list, and that narrowed her list down, and we did that time and time again until she narrowed it down to 2 names, and then she finally picked the final name, which was Cola with a K, for her little black lab. And I contend that if my 8-year-old daughter can learn and do and implement nominal group technique with my family, who is not particularly the best candidates for using a strategy like that, and get them to do it, then you can use it for yourself as well. Now, it's normally done with a group and you have other people vote, but I found a way to make it so I can use it and I can do it by myself as well. So if you have other people that you can get to weigh in on it with you, like I'm going to do, I'll show you mine in a minute. Great. If you can't, what you can do is you can list your alternatives and then say, all right, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to weight them, and then the one with the highest score is usually the one I go with. Or you can rate them in priority order, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one we happen to have 5 options. I think this was for relationships, and I was dealing with enemies. This was a good one. I was saying, well, what do you do about enemies or haters? You can seek to understand. You can not care about it and realize it's not about you, not about me. Dig up dirt, forget it. Or you can learn NLP. Those were my options. I had a whole bunch of options, but those were the 5 I decided to look at and apply this strategy to. Well, seek to understand got the most points, and dig up dirt got the least. So the last thing I would do would be dig up dirt on other people, because who cares? Who has the time and energy for that? But this is just shows you, it's just a grid. So how did I set it up for this particular challenge with finances? Well, I looked at my options. I said, okay, what are the 3 or 4 that I most want to consider and most likely to consider? And the first one, I'll show you my little grid, which you probably cannot read, and neither can I without a magnifying glass. me is, of course, me. I get the first vote. But then I'm going to actually ask 3 other team members or 3 other interested parties in this particular situation what they vote for. What is their most important thing. And what I'm going to do for normal nominal group technique is you take the number of options and you let everybody vote for the number of options minus 1. So since there's 4 options, which are a service offer, long-term savings, dig into long-term savings, borrow or go into debt, or create a product offer. So a product offer, a service offer, debt, or long-term savings, dig into those. And we're going to vote, but we're going to vote 3, 2, 1. And the idea we like the most, we'll give a weight of 3 to, and then we'll add them up, and whatever has the highest number, that'll be the option that we go with. Because I'm not emotionally invested in which option we use. I can do any one of them. I personally don't like the idea of going into debt whenever it comes to doing something like this, but if everybody else votes for that, we could do that as well. So 3, 2, 1. So say, for example, mine would be, I'm going to go 3 for the consulting offer, 2 for a product offer, and then 1 for long-time savings, meaning I don't give a vote to the debt because I don't want to give a vote to that. But then as the next people, let's just make something up. So let's say B says, these are team members, B says she wants to go into debt. So she's going to give that one a 3. And then she's going to go 2 for consult and 1 for product offer. So she's not going to vote for savings. She's going to say, nope, don't tap into savings. And then Q is going to say, let's say Q says 3 for savings, 2 for product offer, and 1 for consult. And then let's say J says, I'm making this up as I go, obviously, but it gives you an idea of how it works. And let's say J says 3 for consult, 2 for debt, and then 1 for product offer. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to add these or take the average. So it's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the first one, 4 for the second one, 5 for the third one, and 2, 4, 5, 6 for the fourth one. So then we end up selecting the option with the highest number, which is the consulting offer or the service offer. So that is a really quick and dirty run through of how you can do the nominal group technique. Otherwise, if I were voting for these, I could vote on a scale of 1 to 10. Oh, the service offer to me, that's, and I can consider, well, 1 through 10, I get to decide what that scale means. 10 being it's the most desirable, 1 being the least desirable. Well, to me personally, the least desirable is borrowing or going into debt. I don't want to do that. That's just my personal beliefs. I want to do something different. And so I can vote on a scale of 1 to 10. Well, the service offer would probably get a 9 or a 10. The savings would probably get a 2 or a 3. The borrowing or the debt would get a 1, and then the product offer would probably get a 7 or an 8. And that's how I would decide. But I come up with the same solution usually every time, or either way of doing it. Questions? Hit me up, ask me on this. It's a great technique, a great strategy, especially when you have diverse options and a whole lot of people that have a vested interest in it. But if it's just you, it helps you to just think about what's most important to you and make sure you're making your choice and your decision and choosing among the alternatives and then taking action on the one that's best for you. So what are we going to do today? We are going to practice, try out this nominal group technique, try it on for size to analyze our alternatives. We're going to pick an alternative and we're going to take action, one teeny tiny step of action toward the one that we select. And we're going to share in the comments below either that we did it, say done, took my action, because we're going to talk about it tomorrow, or we are going to actually, if we're brave, share the action that we took. So my action is going to be to create a service offer, and I will work on that today. All right. Any questions, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. We will talk about the P for our finances, because the most important thing we want to do with respect to our financial situation is be making progress, which is what P stands for. All right. Have a great day. Questions, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.